She'd go up to the DJ booth. She's like, I love hip-hop. Play my dad. Tupac. Let's do that.
Pwede tayong maglagay ng ng mga pictures dito somewhere here.
Pero di kita reaction niya, parang ayaw niya nang alalahanin yung mga parang ayaw niya alalahanin yung mga time na yun.
And we are back.
Yes, we are.
Grabe.
20th episode na, bro.
20th episode.
Imagine, naka-20 na pala tayo.
Yeah.
God.
New haircut si, right?
Parang naglalaro lang tayo dito.
Grabe, the guest list, it all started with just a random conversation between the three of us. And like, what the hell? Let's just do a podcast and let's guess the best people among
Only the best.
all various industries and all stuff, diba?
Yeah.
How are you in this past few days?
Me? I'm good. I was wet the other day because of the rain.
Wet?
Yeah, wet, yeah, sorry.
Gumamit ka kasi ng payo.
Me, I'm quite busy. We're preparing for season 6.
Exciting.
Which actually tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm not sure kung kailan ba
I think
mag-i-air to.
I think
pero,
by this time, by the time that this episode will air on all our social media platforms, open na ang The House of Collab.
Exciting.
Speaking of platforms, which platforms are we on currently?
Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Let's
you
do
guys
it.
can download.
Buzzsprout.
Buzzsprout, yeah.
Yes. Again, follow our social media accounts. It's FAIRFAX Network Channel on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok. This show is actually called The Guest List. My name is JV Advincula.
Ryan Tanyada.
And I'm John Herrera.
Yes. Speaking of the House of Collab opening.
Yes.
It's the opening of season 6.
Yeah.
And I believe that our guest today was also part of our opening season.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was the highest viewed episode that season.
Yes. Guest of ours had a very long-lasting impact, especially not only to the viewers, but especially to the content creators or the pioneers of the House of Collab. So, John, why don't you do the introductions for our guest today?
Yeah, before I intro, this is, again, synchronicity. I was actually driving the other day. I'll go into the direction of introducing my guest. But I looked up this artist, and I played a song, and her name came up. And it's just so crazy she's here now. So just a little intro on how I know this person is I used to DJ, and I used to be on a show called SOP Gigsters. But
Yun, Baka pwede tayong
maglagay.
Pwede tayong maglagay ng ng mga pictures dito somewhere here
Pero di kita reaction niya, parang ayaw niya nang alalahanin yung mga
so,
parang ayaw niya alalahanin yung mga time na yun.
Then I knew whenever I DJ, there's only one girl who was there, perfect attendance. She'd go up to the DJ booth. She's like, I love hip-hop. Play my dad. Tupac. Let's do that. So I'm like,
Play my dad.
Yeah, because, her dad is someone you may know of. And
I'm sure they know.
Yeah. So I played her song, and I'm like, wow, this brings back so many memories. But this girl who I'm going to introduce, she's my sister. She's a soul sister. She's an awakened soul. I love her dearly. And we had a catch up in a wedding before, but we had such a deep conversation. I said, you know what, she's got to go on this platform, the guest list, and this is why we created it. And I want to introduce my next guest, the Maxene Magalona.
Wow.
Let's go.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. I'm getting chills. Yeah, I just feel your energy, and so Max, thank you. Ryan is excited here. We're all
I am excited.
He has a lot of questions, but I want to start off with the song Kaleidoscope. Okay, so I've never heard the intro. I heard the song in the clubs, but your dad is such a big impact on music, and he brought up your name. And
The one and only
Francis
Magalona.
Yes, father of hip hop, and he was sucking on a helium balloon.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's a story behind that, but he mentioned your name. Max, do you want? Parang imagine me and my son Neo. Hey, here's a blunt.
That's it.
So I'd love to hear more about that perspective of being the daughter of a rock star, and not just the rock star, the rock star.
The icon
Yeah.
of the Philippine hip hop.
Yeah, Papa was just, wow, he was ahead of his time. He was a living legend, actually. And to be living as his daughter, especially during those times, was just a wonderful experience. Like, my dad was huge and iconic, but he never behaved that way, especially in front of the family. You will really see the human in him. Very simple, very humble, but he knew his worth. But I loved how he was as a human. Apart from being the artist, the big artist that he was, the human that people did not really see behind closed doors. He was not perfect. He made mistakes. But what I loved about him was the way he picked himself back up.
That's amazing.
Every time he made a mistake, every time he would make headlines, Papa was a... he was a...
He's like you.
He's a mischief, yes.
He's a...
He would misbehave, but for the reasons we all misbehaved.
Yeah,
We
of
were
course.
just having fun. We were enjoying. And that's my dad. He was an artist, but he was a human more than anything. And he knew that he was sent here to perform and to make his artistry, to create. But he knew he was also sent here to enjoy his life.
Wow.
And that's what I saw, how he lived his life. That no matter what obstacles life placed in front of him, he just kept going with gusto and with full throttle. That's my dad. Very fearless.
Yeah. I told you a story. Your dad actually texted me. I had my first store called Grey One Social in Greenville.
Grey One Social.
Your dad texted me. This is before he passed. He goes, "Hi, John. I got your number. I would love to send some shirts and carry some shirts at my store." But he never sent me the shirts. But I can't believe Francis Magalona texted me out of nobody. Like, why my store? I'm like, this is 2005, 2006,
Oh, that's
2000.
crazy.
And I mentioned to you, and I'm like, I never met your dad on that level, but he was so humble to ask, like, why don't you're texting a store to carry your shirts? So
That's what I'm saying.
Like-
That's what I'm talking about. My dad had that energy that even though he's one of the biggest artists of his time, it's as if he knew how much power he had and he used it the right way.
amazing.
He did not make you feel small in any way. He would actually make you bring out the best in you because he felt that everyone deserved to be who they truly are. And I feel in our society, even up to this day, we tend to wear masks. We have to put on this certain type of energy to be able to be approved by others. But then I saw my dad, and maybe that's why that's the energy that I naturally have as well, that, when we are in an environment where we are socially interacting with each other, maybe if any of us have that energy to make people feel safe, please do that. Because not everyone has that energy. Not everyone has that gift to make people feel safe. And I am here to share. I'm getting goosebumps.
And we're just starting.
Yes.
We're just starting para
But
simula.
that's why I'm
First
here
5 minutes.
Yeah.
that even if my dad is not here with us physically, this is the energy that he made us feel. And I'm sharing that with you, that whenever I am in a room with you, I want you to be who you are and you don't have to pretend. But if you are being mean to me, then I will step out and protect myself and set boundaries. But I will let you be who you are because I feel that my dad, that's love for him. Loving others is letting them be who they are without needing to make them be a certain way so that you approve of them. I don't believe in that kind of love, and I don't think my dad believed in that either.
I have a question. When you were growing up, when did you know your dad was something?
Oh, my
Interesting
early,
yun.
my
When did you know he
earliest-
was a rock star, and when did
My-
you know there's impact?
Okay, my earliest memory, maybe I was around 5 to 6 years old. I woke up from a nap. I was backstage at maybe Araneta or one of those big coliseums. And I would hear like crowds screaming and shouting. And then I remember him going inside the backstage like he was like literally he just came from a game or like he just played. He just finished playing. That was his energy. Like every after performance, you would feel him so pumped and so juiced, like he was able to fulfill his purpose in that performance. And I remember he would go backstage and be the normal human that he is. But then I was surprised that there were a lot of people screaming. And my parents never sat us down and said, "Hi, we are big celebrities in the Philippines." They never had that conversation with us. It was more of like a thing that we were already born into. Like we knew that was Papa's job. Something like that. And then what I loved about it personally was how people would scream for him and shout and like idolize him. But at home, he was just our friend. He was just our best friend. And that's what I loved about him,
That's amazing.
Very nice.
Whoa. Take a moment here. Because, you know, like music is such a powerful frequency, and I know you're also a big fan of music.
Also an artist, right?
Of course.
And siguro the question I would ask is, because of the family, was that also the direction that put you towards where you are when you entered the industry? Was it really set that, okay, as the daughter of my dad, I have to get into this route of career, or was it your choice? Was it something that you're really interested into back then?
I'm not sure if I was able to share this before, but my very first break in show business was on a show called Ang TV.
Of course.
Okay.
Yan.
So yung mga may alam na natin yung edad natin, ha?
4:30 na.
Pero I didn't know na sa Ang TV ka pala.
There were two versions kasi. The
Yeah.
first one, and then there's Ang TV, parang 2.0, yung parang mas bagets na. Kami yung mga original, kabatch ko si Camille Prats,
Of course.
Angelica Panganiban, Carlo Aquino, Stefano Mori. Ayan yung mga kasama namin way back. And I was put on that show because they were looking for mga anak ng artista.
Okay.
So that was my very first break. But I would not say that my parents had to force me into it, because my mom says that even when I was young, talagang every time a camera is pointed at me daw, parang it's naturally,
I see.
I feel very naturally comfortable. That's why my parents thought, naghahanap yung Ang TV ng anak ng artista, maybe Max would like it. So they made me do the show, and I enjoyed it until after that I transferred to a different show called 5 and Up, which is a more magazine format type of children's show, which I loved also kasi it's very educational. And then after that, I went on to becoming one of the young parang love team.
Yeah.
I remember
Teeny
that.
Bopper when I was 15. So basically, I was put in show business at a very young age, and it became part of my DNA
Yeah,
I
already,
see.
because my grandparents, the parents of my dad, were two of the biggest movie stars back
Yeah.
in the 50s.
Wow.
And I would like to honor their
honor
souls.
them.
My lolo Pancho Magalona, who was known as the Frank Sinatra of the
Wow.
Philippines back in his day, and my lola Tita Duran, which people say that I look a lot like. I am very honored that they say that. But Tita Duran was known as the Shirley Temple in the Philippines before. She was a young child star. And then they met, and then they had 9 kids. Papa was number 8, and then Papa met my dad. And then my mom and my dad had 8 kids naman.
Big child.
Actually, I want to ask that then. Kasi, yun nga, your papa is a rock star. And your mom, syempre, hindi naman talaga siya yung nag-celebrity na tumuloy-tuloy. And she became like...
my dad's manager.
yes, di ba?
Yes.
So, how was it nang growing up na, especially with your mom na sobrang sikat nung asawa ko, and then I have 8 kids, right?
Was there a lot of pressure?
Yeah.
A lot. Because especially since third generation na kami, diba? From the lolo, lola, and then my dad, and then kami. Now it's like parang we're expected.
Yeah.
Na parang, mga anak to ng mga they have to be talented.
Yeah.
And I will say that, yes, the pressure was very strong, and it was mentally, it affected us in a mental and psychological way that we did not like, that we did not expect, and that we are not blaming anyone for. I'm just here to share that ito yung nangyari. This is the effect. Growing up in a family where the line is already blurred, what is public and what is private, that can have a psychological effect on the children. And then we grow up into these adults who think that however we experience the world in showbiz, in the showbiz setting, when we step out into the real world, we think it's like that. You know, it's conditioning. It's things that we grow up with and we take with us as adults. And then we struggle because it's not what we were taught. So, answering your question, yes, it is not easy to grow up in a showbiz family. We are constantly criticized, compared. We are expected to perform at our best all the time because we are daughters and sons of legends. Sorry. So it's like, it's a lot. And I had to take that. I had to carry that on my shoulders And imagine as an artist where you just want to express, but then there is that pressure.
Expectations.
There's the expectation. So your performance as an actor, as an artist, is compromised.
Yeah.
It's not truly what your heart wants to express. And so I'm not blaming anyone and I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I loved
For sure.
my
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
I loved all the work that I did. I loved being screamed at by directors because I'm not a good actor. That's all part of my learning experience and my journey. But what I would say is, so even if you are the daughter of of a legend, you're not supposed to go out here and be another legend.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to chase after that. That's impossible.
And siguro hindi rin maiwasan na, siguro more hindi ikaw, siguro more on si Elmo siguro na hindi maiwasan na makompare siya sa
So
father mo.
Exactly. So that's why if you are born into a family this way, my suggestion, strengthen your mental capacity. Protect your energy.
Yeah.
People will say things about you. People will speak as if they know you.
Yeah.
And you have to protect your energy by thinking, no, I know myself. I know me and I know my worth and I know what I contribute. I know what I am contributing to my community. And if you don't like it, that's fine. I am here to create, and whoever would like to receive my art in that way, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, then maybe you're in a different frequency, and that's fine with me.
Frequency.
And it's hard. You're being compared to a legend. It's hard to win.
I can only imagine.
It's hard, but it's also up to you. It's
Yeah.
either you take it
Yes.
as a hard thing or you use it to your advantage. And that's what I'm doing. I am proud. And what I would say is the best way to be a daughter of a legend is to live your best life and to be true to who you are. Because when you are true to who you are kinder, you are compassionate, and you hold space for others. But when you are not true to who you are, you will build resentment and you will be angry at yourself and you will be angry at the world. My advice to other children of legends out there, work on just becoming the best version of yourself and make your parents proud. Because if my dad is a legend, then I will live this life that will prove that his energy did have this legendary effect on me.
Yeah.
That's a soundbite.
And Max, I mean, fast forward to, of course, we've been talking about the younger years of yourself.
Yes.
Fast forward to being an adult. You mentioned all of those things that happened in the past are all learnings and what made who you are today. I feel like all of us, everyone that's watching, everything that has happened in the past, good or bad experience, has a learning. So it all depends on how you're going to interpret and accept that learning or experience on how you're going to live your life to the present. So that's kind of like my question, Maxene. Right now, as an adult, how did all of these affect you as a grown-up person, as a responsible woman, an independent woman, and towards your career and what you've been doing now in these past few years?
That we go through in life, whether good or bad, that is our unique lesson to learn. That is our unique assignment from God. And so it's up to you whether you are going to complain and be like, nah, I don't want this. Or you just surrender and accept that, first of all, God knows better than you. That's it. You have to surrender and submit that even if you are this adult human, I've graduated, I have my own house, I'm driving my own car. You feel like you're this responsible adult. But then life happens. Life puts this which seems like impossible, this assignment in front of you. And then you are tested.
Yeah.
That is when God is saying that, yes, you can be an adult, but life will still teach you one way or another. That's why we have to stay ready. That's what I've learned in my journey. That no matter what we go through, you complaining and you looking at it in a negative way will just waste your time and energy. I guess the reason why I am put here and why God gave me this energy, this courage to speak up, is because I am here to say that the only way to approach negative situations and negative energy in life is to be as positive as you can. To not add any more negative energy. And how do we do that? By being conscious. The reason why we add negative energy, for example, you're late to work because some car cut in front of you in traffic. You can spend the rest of your day going to work complaining about that, and then your whole day will be affected. Or You just accept, okay, this is a trigger. I am being triggered right now. Now I have the opportunity to show life, to show God how I will respond. Whether it's a big thing or a small thing, everything is a test.
Yeah.
And everything is an opportunity to show God what you are made of.
Yes.
And what is in your heart.
You know what, Max? Medyo nakarelate ako dun sa sinabi mo. Kasi before, medyo natagalan or nahirapan din ako dyan sa surrendering na yan. Kasi before, gusto ko laging parang, in a way, parang controlled ko lahat na bagay. Parang, James, you can do this.
Hold my hand. Hold my hand. I love you.
No, I love you.
Kasi before, Max, whenever,
Sino to?
whenever like I want something or parang may gusto kong bagay or kung ano man, what I always tell myself, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. Ganon ako lagi before. But now, nahirapan ako, tatagalan ako na parang ngayon, parang if it's meant to be, it's because of His will.
Yes.
I tried to, I shift that from ako dapat lahat. Kung ano gusto niya, yun yung mangyayari. And yun nga, sabi mo kanina na parang now medyo nawawala yung stress ko in so many things. Kasi nga, one stressor lang, parang sira na lahat ng bagay. Pero now, parang pag something happened that's not, hindi ko planado or parang hindi ko alam, that stresses me. Lagi ako naghahanap ng deeper meaning na ay siguro this happened because may mas deeper meaning kung bakit nangyari to. I always look for a deeper meaning kahit gaano pa kasama yun nangyari.
Yes.
Parang lagi sinasabi na no, this happened because it has a meaning. Everything happens for a reason. Hindi lang siya nangyari for whatever.
For
This actually
sure.
happened because of something.
Yes, for sure. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, I agree because, you know, in the entertainment business, there's a lot of masks. And coming from you, that consciousness or awareness, I wanted to know, what was that turning point when you knew you had to surrender? And what is the surrendering process for you?
Ah, wow, yes. Absolutely right when you said that when we experience dark times, negative experiences, it's an opportunity for us to think, what is this trying to teach me? Because if you look back, where did you learn your most? Not in the successes.
Yeah.
It's
It's
all
in
in
the
failures.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, meditation and this path of spirituality, it makes you reflect.
Yeah.
That in the moment, whenever something negative is happening, it feels like it's the end of the world, right? But when you look back, it's like, it was trying to teach me something. So I guess what I'm trying to say is whenever you find yourself in a negative situation, just know that when there is darkness, then maybe you are that light.
Yeah.
You are the light that is needed to make that dark time not so dark. Because when you find yourself in the dark, like when my marriage failed, it's either I sulk and I stay and I swim in that feeling of shame and depression, or I can acknowledge, okay, this is happening. It hurts. I will cry because it hurts.
Yeah.
And I acknowledge and I honor that pain. But I have to move forward. And I have to take the lessons that I learned with me. Which is when you face your own shame,
Oh, yeah.
you're just going to be stronger.
Yeah.
You will be strong and you will accept failure now better than before. So your question, what is my awakening moment, right? What was that surrender part? And I've already mentioned this in my past interviews. I remember that moment where I was baking. I was baking because I was crying over my failures, over everything that I was going through. I was alone. I was basically very much alone in that time.
So you're just like me.
Yes.
So you're just like
when
me.
you find yourself in that moment when you are just alone and you're trying your best to bake, to put on a smile on your face, but then it hits you. You know, you can't smile your way through pain.
Yeah.
You have to cry it. You have to face it. So I am a strong person. I'm a triple fire. I am Sagittarius sun.
I am Sagittarius.
Leo rising and Leo moon. So I'm very optimistic. So my lesson in my journey, God wanted me to really, enough with the fake smiling,
Learn.
cry.
Show it up.
Face the pain.
Yeah.
No matter how strong you are, you can't fake your way through pain. You have to actually break your own heart and accept that this pain is teaching me something. So that was that moment I was baking, and I think one of Kanye's songs came up from the Donda album, No One Gets Left Behind. This song about no one gets left behind. And I just started breaking down because music is a powerful frequency, and the lyrics that Kanye was singing, you know, he's this global artist, but the pain It's the same.
Yeah.
It's human.
I felt his pain.
It's human.
See, that's the thing. These artists, the pain that they write about, that's a gift to this world.
Yeah.
So just listen to the lyrics also. Listen and understand that they are also going through the same pain that you are going through. And that money and fame, they are not the answer. They are not the answer to life. So when I was listening to that song, I broke down. I went down on my knees. I broke down on the kitchen floor crying. And I said to God, I don't think I can do this any longer just by me. I think it's time that you really have to step in, dear God. Jesus, take the wheel. It was that moment. And ever since then, I just became more prayerful. I became more connected to God. Not by going to church once a week, but by really dedicating time for Him in the morning. And that's what truly helped me heal.
I feel that process, your heart opened up. What was closing your heart before?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I read in the many books that I've read about mental health and psychology, we tend to close up and armor around our hearts because of too much pain and trauma that we went through. As children, when I talk about childhood trauma, I don't have to go into detail, but it's basically a child goes through something that they're not supposed to go through.
At that age. Yeah.
People fighting in front of them, getting sexually abused, seeing things that they're not supposed to be seeing at a young age, that is trauma. And no one talks about this.
Yep.
So as kids, we grow up into adults with this much trauma. And we learn to close and armor around our hearts. Because a human, when we get hurt and we feel threatened, we have to put on this armor. Unknowingly, that armor stays.
Yeah.
And we condition that armor to go stronger, to get stronger. When I surrendered and I submitted, that's when my heart started opening up. Because your heart, your ego is defending you from all of the pain that you experienced in the past. Now you're moving in the present moment, fearful that something that happened to you in the past might happen again. So we are living our lives with closed hearts. But what we have to do is to live with open hearts.
Yeah.
That's what healing does. Healing makes you live your best life because you can go through this world with pain and not deal with it, but you won't have the best life. You will have a mediocre, pwede na, I'm okay, I'm surviving kind of life. But me, what I realized and what I noticed, wala na. I was at a point that I had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I was already, I'm a celebrity and I do get a lot of opportunities, but how come something was still missing? And that was it, the connection to the divine.
Yeah.
God was already tapping my shoulder and saying, Max, it's because your attention, your energy is focused so much on something that isn't even helping you grow. I need you in that moment. God was saying to me, I need you to open your heart, open your eyes, open your soul to the realization that everything that you need is already within you. You just need to work with this. Whatever you're going through, this pain, use that. Every time I would meditate during those times, the words that I would hear from God, use what I gave you. And isn't this what they say in the Bible as well, right?
Exactly.
So that's it. God is saying to you, use what I gave you. Okay, God, where is my 10 million pesos? I would like that. Like, can you give me that? He's saying, no, even your pain, your story, that is your gift. And it's up to you how you're going to transform that and use that to make magic.
Yeah.
To make money. And again, when you make money in this world, na yung intention mo is to share a message and not to make money, that's when it's gonna be blessed.
And
the intention, the message is the important thing. It's not about the money.
And abundance is not bad. Abundance is our birthright. It's from God, right? And actually, naano ko dun sa sinabi mo kanina because I'd been there. I had everything. I lost everything. You know, I
We're
can...
still here. We're still here.
Before. Yeah, and yun nga yung sabi mo kanina, yung childhood traumas. Because all our egos, our fear, our mass, everything, it all came from our childhood traumas that we have to heal, right?
We have to face.
Yeah.
And people can't. They don't have the courage.
Why do you think?
It's scary. It's scary. You know when you feel like you're about to cry and you feel
All the time.
you feel, but John, you know. But here's the thing: when we are children and tears are about to come, what do our parents say?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Suppress.
So, and then the emotions, because energy emotion means energy in motion.
Yeah.
So the energy wants to rise, it wants to flow, but when the parent says stop crying, now it gets stuck, and now it gets stored. And we carry that with us because I read a book by Bessel van der Kolk. It's called The Body Keeps the Score. And it says that if we do not deal with the effects of trauma, we will carry them around with us.
It's in your DNA.
It's in your DNA. Your body remembers. You can think all you want and forget it as much as you want with the mind, but the body remembers. That's why we go into, like for example, when people go to war and they come back to the real world, someone slams a door, they think it's a gunshot.
It's a gunshot.
So the body remembers. So that's what I'm saying. What we need to do is we need to understand when we are, Dr. Joe Dispenza said, when you are at the age of 30
Joe
to
Dispenza.
35, you have to start looking within and start seeing your body like it's a computer. Because by the age of 30 to 35, our bodies are already like a default system. That we have these default settings on autopilot.
Routine.
So by 30 to 35, we have to start tuning in. And they did not teach us this in school. This is the time that we start to look within and to observe. This is what we call in yoga called svadhyaya. Svadhyaya means self-study. So we studied algebra, chemistry, geometry, but we do not need it in the world
Max,
today.
there's so many things that
don't need that.
they didn't taught us in school.
Yan na naman si Ryan sa hugot niya sa school.
But again, I wish they taught us how to deal
Yeah.
with our emotions. I wish they taught us about ego. I wish they taught
Yeah,
us about
exactly.
mental health. So
I
what-
wish they taught us how to be better human beings, right?
But again, it's not anyone's fault.
Yeah.
This is how the world has evolved
Yeah.
into. But that's what I'm saying. Those of
Yeah.
us who are more aware, and to anyone listening and tuning in right now, this is not a coincidence. This is meant for
to be.
you.
Yeah.
You are meant to receive this message where
Yeah.
we are actually encouraging you to open your eyes and to wake up and to think for yourselves. Stop just accepting the information
Yeah.
that you're
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
in the world and start. My teacher always said to me, never stop being curious, never stop asking questions. So please think for yourselves. The schools helped us. Thank you for all of that. But now as adults, it is now time to go out, explore, study ourselves, study our own makeup. Why are we like this? And when we study ourselves and we become better humans, that will be your instrument. Now, whatever field, whatever industry you enter, you will be the best version, right? Because then you are connected. So that's what I'm encouraging people to do. I am an artist. I don't like to put myself in a box. I am not just an actor. I also rap, I sing, bake, I write, I practice yoga, I teach meditation. I do a lot of things because that's what my soul wants. I don't want John, I see you
Yeah.
as an artist this way too. You do not want society to define you. Please, maybe God is asking me to tell all of you to let your souls shine and do what you truly want and not just what society expects of you.
Yeah, that's true.
Max, I have a question.
Yes.
Some, if not most of enlightened or awakened people, whenever we talk about these things, I'm pretty sure you know this. Some of society actually judge us. Some of the people thinks that we're crazy about thinking about this,
Yeah.
right?
First,
Although,
yes, we're crazy.
Yeah.
yeah, I am crazy.
I'd much
Yeah.
rather. Okay.
You know, but the thing is, I experienced this. I know this.
Yeah.
You know, I know this. I had experience. You can't judge whatever I'm saying now because I know this for a fact. You believe what you believe because other people, you heard it from other people that you believe in.
Yeah.
But about this, I experienced this. I know this myself. That's
Yeah.
why I believe in this.
Yes.
So, how do you
Deal with
deal
people
with
like
people
that.
like that? Yeah.
My answer to them is I am not what you think I am. I am what you think you are. I am not what you think I am. I am what I am not what I think. I am not what you think I am. You are what you think I am.
It's like a reflection.
It's
Yeah.
a reflection.
It's
So whatever you are projecting onto
Yes, the
me,
projecting,
that
that's
is
it.
actually what is inside of you.
Perception.
And this is a concept that I had to grasp in a very, it's a hard thing to understand. It's not easy to understand this. Because when I am getting triggered by someone, especially, for example, someone that I am feeling insecure by, I find it hard to believe that that person is my reflection. Because I don't even want to
Yes.
associate myself,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But then I went deeper into this spiritual practice and I realized, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's a mirror.
It's the mirror.
Yes.
And whatever I am judging about this other
Yes.
person, I actually need to work on in myself.
Yeah, it's a fragment of everything that you are.
Everything. And every trigger that you have in this lifetime that is
Yes.
your unique trigger that you are supposed to learn from.
Yes.
So whenever someone is triggering you, they are not actually triggering you. You are triggering
Yes.
yourself by their action.
Yes.
That's a hard lesson to learn.
It's a hard lesson to learn, and that's why I'm saying
It is.
start the practice now. You have to practice surrendering and accepting that you cannot control
Yes.
others. You can only control your response to their actions.
Yes.
You cannot acknowledge things that you don't know.
No.
Right? So like what you said, everything, lahat ng ginajudge natin, nakikita natin sa tao, it's all, sometimes our insecurity or yung mga nakikita natin masama sa ibang tao, that's our insecurity to ourselves.
Exactly.
That's yun yung nakikita nating negative sa sarili natin.
Yes.
Alam mo, with all these teaching that's happening, Max, I want to help our viewers and listeners, to those that are not really surrendered, those that are still lost.
Yeah.
How do you start, or how did you start, or how can you? I know you do a lot of teaching.
Yes.
Let's use the guest list platform as to all our viewers and listeners. How do you start? How do you start surrendering, and then how do you start accepting, and at the same time, how do you start meditating?
Amazing.
These things are, yes, we hear this all the time, but not everyone knows how to do this.
Yeah.
So can you enlighten us, and let's teach all of our listeners and viewers
for
how to
sure.
begin?
I'm so happy. Thank you for this question. Maybe this is the reason why I was brought here. My answer to that is never stop seeking and don't ever give up on yourself. Please, whoever is watching right now, and if you're seeking answers, guidance, it means you are on the right path. Some people can watch this and they'll be like, I'm not interested by. It means they're not in this frequency yet. But for those who are interested, my suggestion, please start researching. Because Dr. Joe Dispenza said, I will quote all the mga experts.
Sige lang, go lang.
I do not claim to be an expert,
Yeah.
but I have been spending a lot of time and energy and researching about these things. Dr. Joe Dispenza said, do not come to me with an excuse that you're saying you're too old, you're too small, you're too young, you're too like this, you're too like that, you don't have time. Everyone has the power to heal and change.
Yeah.
Everyone. Let's start with that.
Okay.
No one is exempt from this.
Yeah.
Actually, this healing work is what we came here to do.
Yeah.
And with your healing comes the finding of your purpose, the finding of your true self, your authentic self. So what I'm saying is, if you are being called right now to start your healing process, please don't just follow my journey. Find out what works for you.
Yeah.
Because my teacher said every journey will be different, right? Everyone's journey will look different. But the same thing is, please don't stop working on yourself. Start researching. You type, what can I do to help myself heal?
Yeah.
Then you can find lots of free audiobooks about healing, a lot of podcasts about healing. So, wala tayong excuse. That's what I'm saying. In this modern day and age, we have so much access to research. We all have the power to search and explore the different tools. If you're not into meditation, that's fine.
Yeah.
You go boxing, exercising. Do something that will help you connect to yourself. That is healing. Healing is returning to wholeness. Healing doesn't mean that you're damaged, you're broken, or you're a defective human. No. It simply means that you are now experiencing your human form, but there are a lot of layers from our childhood that are no longer
You have to
working. Our old beliefs, our old conditioning, our super stiff. Sometimes we feel like going after a dream, but we remember our lola, our tita, our sinabi, wag daw ganyan. And then the dream gets killed. But that feeling of that dream, that's your soul. And you have to honor that.
Yeah.
And the more you live your life based on other people's perception, the more you live your life to please others, the more you will get sick inside.
Yeah.
That is what we are avoiding here. So if you want to start your healing process, research for yourself. What can, but the most practical, my psychiatrist said to me, because I said to her, okay, I'll never forget this. I was experiencing a lot of episodes of rage. I would get angry, unattractive, traumatic.
I had that.
So meaning my energy was already out of control. Meaning my body was already crying for my attention, purging.
Yep.
So I said, and then someone told me, you seek therapy? No, I'm not crazy. Of course, you go through that experience that you're in denial. But then it got to a point where I was just tired of my own bullshit. Sorry. Yeah. That's the rock bottom. When you get tired of your own bullshit. Because what happens, you say sorry. You have an episode, you say sorry. 2 weeks later, it happens again. And you will get tired of yourself. You will. So when that rock bottom finally happens, then you have no choice. You seek help. So what I did, I went to therapy. For those who cannot afford therapy, you can look for mga free consultations online. We have a lot of mental health experts who are offering free consultations. You just have to search. If you have time to search for mga kung ano-ano online, then you can have time to search about healing. So seek therapy. That's what I did. And my psychiatrist said to me, when I said to her, I am not here to blame anyone for the way I am. I am not here to point fingers. I just want to know, Doc, why am I like this? And how can I heal without medications? That's what I said.
Yeah.
So you have to know first and take control. What kind of healing do I want? You have to want this. If you want to heal, you have to want it for yourself. Because the psychiatrist can only take you so far. You have to do the work. So when I started doing my therapy, and then my therapist said to me, the best way that you can naturally heal is to have a non-negotiable morning routine. And that's what helped me heal.
I hear that from a lot of successful people.
CEOs, they get up at what time?
4 a.m.
You know, 4 a.m. And that's the time that I get up because it's your intention.
Yeah.
Now God can feel. Seryoso na siya. She really wants to take control of her life. When God feels that energy from you, God will guide your journey no matter what. And that's what happened to me. God started guiding my journey and I had to work through my fears, my trauma. That's my responsibility. But God's divine guidance, that was always there.
Yeah.
But I had to do the work. So to anyone listening, that's what I would say. Start your own research. You have no excuse. You can understand this. And if you really want this, it will work for you. But I would say start now because for me, it had to take around 2 to 3 years before I got to this
It's a
peaceful
discipline?
state. It's
Same.
a discipline.
Max, I have a question. Since we're talking about healing and you said helping other people wake up. Because I have some, in a way, like me, I also want to teach. I actually, whenever people ask me, I just share kung ano man yung alam ko. But I also had a message like that I decoded just lately na parang sabi sa akin na you're not responsible of waking other people up. Because sometimes they might not be ready yet and you gave that information to them and it might just be counterproductive and at the same time some other people might just think you're crazy.
So that's where surrender comes in. That especially when we go on the spiritual path, you want to wake everyone up. You're like,
You're very excited. Hey, come on! You beat my level because I know these things, but you still don't know. Come on!
You're excited for them. You're excited.
It's good there. It's a rainbow.
But that's also our task.
Yeah.
That's also our responsibility as light workers. That we have to deliver the message in a way that won't be intimidating, that they won't find us crazy. I am very surrendered in the sense that I believe in this message because it has worked for me. And I will continue living this message. And for those who resonate with it, then by all means. But if not, that's okay too.
I mean, there na rin. Kasi before, I'm really excited to share everything, experience, everything.
You feel like
but
it's
now,
part of your responsibility.
But now hindi na. I won't go out of my way to do that. If you go to me, ask me things, I'm willing to share. But if not,
exactly.
That's it's not my responsibility.
The best
to,
way, exactly, and the best way to pass the teachings on is to live by example.
Model.
And that's it. Your light will just naturally show.
I have a question.
Yes.
From that baking moment, you move forward. Who is Maxene?
Oh, wow. Maxene is a conscious being who chooses to work on herself every day, which means that I will have my moments of weakness. And I actually did have a few moments just a few weeks ago where I got triggered and the shame, it feels so bad. But that's life. So Maxene now accepts all of life. All of life, whether good or bad, I accept. Even those bad, tough moments, Because those are what make me who I am today.
And we're here to experience it.
That's it.
We're here to experience
That's it.
everything.
You cannot cheat your way through
Yeah.
life. You have to go through every stage. And the Maxene today would like to grow through life with gratitude and grace. That's how I choose to live my life. Meaning, I am not here sitting in front of you pretending to be perfect, but I would like to show that I am human. In that, even if I make mistakes, now or in the future, I will hold myself in high regard and with dignity because I know that I am trying my best. And even if I fail and I make a fool of myself in front of others, I don't really mind because I would much rather try and fail rather than be afraid my whole life and not really do and honor what my soul would like to do in
Parang
this life.
in limbo lang.
Yeah.
You don't have any direction.
Max, I have a question. So I'm experiencing this then. Anong ginagawa mo minsan, like, sometimes I feel like I'm almost there. Like, I'm really, kung saan, nasan ako dapat. But sometimes, life take us away from it. Because life, the matrix will give you so much distraction. Ibabalik na tayo sa rat race. Like that we have to
You
go
have, because that
through.
is how the world is made up, right?
Yeah.
Like now that's how the world is. Let's face it, there is this rat race that
Yes,
even if we
rat
don't
race.
want it to be there,
And-
it's there.
And sometimes it brings out kasi
the
minsan,
worst in you.
Yes, which is I always wanna mellow down and do all the right things. But because of the rat race, the worst of yung worst ko nilalabas niya palagi na hindi ko I'm trying to suppress.
Yeah.
Feeling ko sometimes these external factors. Minsan procrastination lang rin yan. Sometimes procrastination, self-sabotage,
Yeah.
and external factors are affiliated.
Yeah.
You might get confused.
Yes.
Usually, people would blame it because of this, because of that. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's just your maneuver
Yes.
towards it.
Whatever your current life situation, that is a reflection of your inner state. So your energy right now, the way you present yourself out into the world, that's your energy inside. That's why energy doesn't lie. You cannot fake it.
Yeah.
That's why my suggestion to anyone faking it, you're gonna waste your time and energy.
Vibes don't lie.
No, you cannot. Especially now, your authenticity is your currency. So being in this rat race, I completely understand what you mean. I would very much like to exclude myself from that rat race.
Yeah.
But again, this is the world that we are born in. That this is the world that is currently going on right now. So what we do, we don't expect the world to adjust to us. We adjust to the world. So what you do is, especially as a creative, you understand how the industry works. That's what I'm saying. Meditation, it allows you to study and analyze. So it allows you to reflect. What are the things that I'm doing that are not good for me? And what are the things that are holding me back? You observe yourself daily and just keep working on you. Your craft, your skills, just keep working on that. Because then when you are connected to yourself, when you know that you are doing the work, no matter how many times you put yourself in that rat race, you will be secure and you will not compare. It's normal, human nature that we compare. But comparisons arise when you are insecure. So how do we cure that? We don't tell the others to stop shining their light. Other people will shine their light. You have to learn how to be okay with their light. Because you want to be able to shine your light too, right? So whatever it is that we are experiencing in the world, put yourself in the shoes of others and have compassion. Let them shine their light. And you shine your light, and then don't compare yourself because you know that you are unique. You know your worth. That's the thing. Healing makes you realize your worth. Healing makes you believe in yourself to the point that if this doesn't get me or this job opportunity doesn't happen, it's fine. I know someone will get me. And that is healing. When you finally can stand in your own power without needing validation from others or needing a certain kind of job or status to feel whole. Healing means that whenever even things are not going according to plan, you are okay. Because you are invested in your journey. And you know, that is what the secret of manifestation, right? Focus on that goal. Focus on that journey. Being in the rat race is a distraction.
Yeah.
That is the devil trying to distract you. But focus. Stay focused. And that's why we meditate and we connect to God every day so that God can keep us focused. The devil will try to make us compare and to make us feel insecure. But that's why we stay connected to the divine. And whoever that God is to you, just understand that that higher power will bring you and make your dreams come true. You just have to believe, and that's faith.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
You mentioned manifestation before. Right? So I wasn't a lead to that. Actually, I telepathically.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of people who says manifest, manifest. It doesn't happen for them. Is it because they don't put the work, or is it
Yes.
just fake news?
It's because they don't do the work.
Yeah.
What is the famous Tagalog saying? Nasa Diyos
Diyos
ang
ang
awa, nasa tao ang gawa.
Yes.
It's a song.
Diba? You want, okay, this is the perfect manifestation example. A girl, Lord God, I
Yeah.
pray for the best love of my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Someone who is hardworking, who will work for me and for blah, 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 blah. But this person does not even work hard on anything.
Yes.
This person is actually a brat. This person is actually spoiled and entitled because that's how they were raised. So you can pray and manifest. By the way, praying and manifesting is sort of the same energy. When you pray and manifest, you can go to Baclaran every Wednesday. You can offer all the mga offerings.
Yeah.
But if you go home and you're a bitch to the family,
True.
you're a bitch to the people you work with. You are an asshole offline, right? On online, you show that you're this good person, you're high achieving. But behind closed doors, who God can really see,
Yeah.
that's the one that God is gonna bless.
Yeah.
It's not the persona that you put
Yeah.
on. It's not the number of followers that you
Yeah.
have on Instagram. It's who you are when no one is watching.
Yeah.
And that's integrity.
Yeah.
So when you do the work, manifestation, the secret is you have to put yourself in the state that you have already received it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're like, how? You want a mansion? Then you have to carry
Yeah.
yourself as though you are a business person
Yes.
who is rich. If you are partying, clubbing late night, and I'm not judging you, I used to be there too. But if
You can have both. You can have both, right?
you can do that, but you have to clear your negative energy.
Yeah.
Meaning, fix your toxic attitudes. What can you offer to God?
Yeah.
Before God blesses you, ask yourself, what can I offer to God first?
Yeah.
That's it.
You have to change your frequency
Yes.
in order for you to. You cannot attract something that you're not.
Yan.
Let's say going back to your example. You're a girl. You're praying for the dream boy, everything they're really good, but you're not like that.
Not matching.
You have to
You're not.
change
Doesn't
your
match.
you have to change your frequency for
No,
you
but-
to attract
Exactly.
that same
But there
frequency.
are some people, when they look good enough,
Yeah.
they hold on to that and they're
Yeah.
like, I can get whatever guy
Yeah.
because I look this way.
Aesthetic.
Aesthetic.
Yeah.
But then the real ugali comes
Yeah.
out. And you can't fake that.
Yeah.
So energy.
Yeah.
How do you manifest? Fix your energy.
Yes.
If you wake up, sabi nila Dr. Joe Dispenza, wake up in the morning and the first thing you think of are your problems, guess what you're going to attract?
Problems.
More problems.
Yeah.
But if you wake up every day, don't get your phone first. This is my morning routine. Sometimes I get my phone right away, but that's a sickness that we have to cure in the world today. When you wake up in the morning, don't get your phone right away. Now work with your energy.
Yeah.
What I do every morning, I wake up at 4 a.m. I go to the bathroom. I clean my body. It's a temple. Treat yourself with sacredness.
Yes.
Treat yourself with respect. And I didn't used to do this before. I used to self-sabotage. Self-sabotage. That's one of the main symptoms of mental health. So I used to self-sabotage, but now I wake up because I know that I am a sacred being. And I wake up every morning to meet with God. Because none of this matters
Yeah.
without that.
None of this. Yeah.
None of that.
None of this is
so
real.
before the phone, and that's addictive. You get the phone, you get the likes, you get the validation. It's addictive. It's dopamine. It makes you feel good. And why are we addicted to feeling good? Because of all the unprocessed pain. So how do we feel good without the external? You cure the pain. Because we can shop all we want. We can drink all the alcohol we want. We can have all the sex we
Yeah.
want. But if we don't deal with the pain, with the root cause, it will never be sustainable. So sorry, ano nga pala yung pinag-uusapan natin?
It's a manifesting.
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 Fix your energy, clear
Yeah.
your energy. How can you receive your blessings if you are not a blessing to the world?
True.
Pero minsan meron akong minamanifest na pero ito iniisip ko
Sino
na
to?
minsan. Hindi, minsan
Tao.
there are things that I manifest na I feel like I manifested in the right way pero hindi ko nakuha. Pero usually pag that happens, lagi ko na sinasabi sa sarili ko, that's not meant for me.
It's not.
Probably God doesn't have a reason bakit hindi niya binigay sa
Again,
akin
it's
yun.
about your perception. Every rejection is a redirection. Every rejection is God saying, I know better than you,
Yes,
my child.
there's something
That's
better.
it.
Lagi
Okay, kung hindi pa tayo natuto in the pandemic was a clear wake-up call from God that He said, you can have all the plans in the world, but in a snap of my finger, I can make all of that stop.
Max, we can relate so much to that, the three of us, kasi all of this, the House of Collab, FEMI, this fell down to us without us actually planning it from the start.
So you manifested it?
In a way, pero we did something kasi before that we really want that didn't pan out. It pan out at first and then something happened. So I was thinking na probably
ni-redirect tayo.
Yes.
we probably that's not really for us because actually that is something not really good as well.
Yeah.
Diba? It's something not really good as well. So God redirected us here.
That's it. Life is about trial and error, exploring. And then when you fail, what do you deal with? Your own shame. That's it. That's it. Just work
Your
on
own
that.
judgment.
Own judgment. But no one really cares.
Yeah.
I respect people who go out there and put themselves out there kesa yung mga tao who are too afraid. Yun pa nga mas naaawa pa ako sa kanila because they're too crippled by fear.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. That's why I'm so happy I get to talk about these things. One of the lessons that I learned in my journey also is fear is an illusion.
Yeah.
Whenever you are feeling fear, it
It's an illusion.
means that something means so much to you. So you shouldn't be afraid to be afraid.
Yeah. Max, if fear is illusion for you, do you also believe that time is an illusion?
Yes.
Yeah, time is an illusion.
Time
right?
is an illusion. All we have is the now. Here.
That's the reason why people are having anxiety and depression because they always think about the past and the future that doesn't actually exist.
It doesn't exist.
What actually exists is just
The
now,
present
the
moment.
present. If we're just going to enjoy what's
In front of us now.
we're not actually gonna have anxiety and
No
depression.
problem. No. My teacher said one of the biggest causes of human suffering
Yeah.
is attachment.
Yeah.
Attachment to desires, to outcomes, to ideas, to plans. But what I would say, the best way to live life is with a surrendered heart, with a surrendered spirit.
Yeah.
Knowing that you're trying your best, but when things don't go your way, that's God now interfering, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Because God knows better than us,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, yun pa, isa ko pang sinasabi, why are we so entitled? Right? God gave us the gift of life and yet we
Yeah.
keep complaining.
Yes.
So all we can really do is appreciate the present
Yeah.
moment. Time is an illusion. Past and future, these are all constructs, mental
Yes.
constructs. These are all, my teacher would say, the mind can time travel.
Yeah.
About the past, about the future, but they're really an illusion.
It's an illusion.
You have to wake yourself up and understand that life is happening now.
Do you want something na medyo maano kayo?
Okay.
Like
He's really interested in all of this stuff.
Ryan's seeking.
you,
Ryan's curious now. He's finding himself.
you-
Self-love.
you said that we can time travel.
Yeah.
Do you know that last night I kinda
Time travel?
thought about this.
Wow.
And I typed something.
Okay.
John wears black with black cap. I told you.
And the-
I wear black every day, bro.
No, bro. No, bro. You don't
Yeah.
wear black every day.
No, I know, I don't. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, that's night.
Ryan the mentalist.
I was meditating and then I just saw
Yeah.
a figure of John wearing exactly like this.
Because we're connected.
Yes.
Yes.
No. It's true. Meditating can really help you sharpen your psychic abilities. It can help you just sharpen your intuition.
Yeah.
You know, that thing that every artist needs. Your intuition. We all need that. We all need to trust our gut and our own decisions. You know, that's the thing. People experience a lot of anxiety and fear because they don't trust themselves. We are born into this world going to school and seeking our parents' advice and guidance. That when we become adults, we tend to just keep asking for. So what I'm saying is, by the age of 30 to 35, learn to be with yourself, connect to yourself,
True.
and then promise the answers will come.
Yeah.
Agree. This is a very spiritual and at the same time intellectual conversation with Maxene, and I can see a lot of connection in terms of how openly and surrendered the life of ang isang Maxene Magalona that is sharing to a lot of people. So actually, to all our viewers na have reached to this point of our podcast, at this time, sobrang ang dami nyo nang natutunan, ang dami nyo nang pwedeng ibaon.
Manifesting with Max.
Bro, we can talk to Max all day.
Alam nyo, if you want more of this, you should comment more for part 2,
Yes.
Yeah,
for
part 2,
Wow.
part 3. Or the book. When the
Diba?
book's coming out.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
book signing na.
Yeah.
Diba? And syempre, I just want to remind everybody that, of course, the opinions expressed by guests and hosts are solely theirs
Yes.
and do not reflect the opinions and beliefs of the show, channel, or its affiliates.
Yes.
Grabe. This is...
Frequency, bro.
This-
Vibes.
Do you feel it? Do you feel
I
it?
felt it.
I felt it.
Yeah.
First 5 minutes pa lang, quotable na lahat. Quotable na lahat.
Parang ang daming snippets nito sa TikTok.
Wow.
Yeah,
IG Reels.
magdagdag pa tayo ibang snippet.
We're good for time. What's your time?
Max,
Alam mo actually, if not only for Maxene needs to be somewhere in the next
yeah.
30, 40
Kaya.
minutes, bababaaran pa natin
Yeah.
itong
Yeah.
episode nito. But of course, with all due respect to the time, I want to, of course, really acknowledge that you accepted the guesting here at the
Thank
guest list.
you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of
Yeah.
course.
I want to honor you because it's hard to talk about this stuff, lalo na girl from an entertainment.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get this out. You mentioned, so we went to the past, we're now in the present. I want to know, since that, learning of this experience, whether if it was your experience with your marriage, what is the future for Maxene?
Wow. Well, it's very colorful. Very colorful because I choose to color my world. No matter how many times I've cried or my heart has been broken along the way, it for me, everything is a colorful experience that is meant to make us just live our lives in the richest way possible, It's really about perspective. And for me, I see the future me with just like this, still living in the present moment.
Correct.
That's it. And in the present moment, Maxene is just her authentic self. So in the future, for sure, she's gonna be more successful.
For sure. Manifest.
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 And she will be just happy, no
Yeah.
matter what.
Yeah.
Because happiness, unconditional happiness, is a choice.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to depend on what's happening in your life. You can choose to be happy even when you're going through a breakup. You can.
I love it. I remember we caught up in a wedding and I felt you, but we were still partying like we were partying
Yes.
before, drinking tequila,
Yes.
shots, and you didn't change. But I felt,
Si John, di rin nag-change.
I felt,
Change si John.
I felt the tequila was the same.
Sinasabi lang yan, pero pag nakita mo, ganun pa rin.
No, because for me, that's true growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's evolution. When you still have that old part
Yeah.
of you that was fun,
Yeah.
things about your past that was actually helpful to you and healthy in
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
system, keep all of
Yeah.
that. But the ones that are not serving you
Yeah.
anymore, your toxic traits,
Yeah.
leave all of that behind. But our party
So you don't have to be a
energy-
Buddha. You can be a party girl, enjoy life,
Okay,
dance.
I am here to show that connecting to God is a
Yeah.
cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. God is cool.
Yeah.
God is dope.
Yeah.
And he's my best friend,
Exact. You know what? The way I talk to him, it's like just my friend.
Exactly.
Like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
That's how I talk to him. It's not. I'm sorry
Slave.
if I have to.
Yeah,
like
no.
sign of the cross. This.
Because God is in you.
Yeah.
Yes.
God is in
yes,
all of us.
Yes.
Because we
just talk
did
like
come
friends.
from God.
Yeah.
We did, yeah.
That's crazy.
Maxene, do you have any upcoming shows?
Yeah,
or,
please. You have a platform. I'd love to
yes.
hear
or
more about it.
teaching sessions and all?
Yeah, so I recently came out with my vlog,
Wow.
Maxene from Manila.
What?
Where
Thriller.
where I just basically create these episodes about these different topics like self-love, mental health, healing. I did an episode for Women's Month. And this vlog is just really about talking about these topics that I feel we need to be discussing in society today. But in my vlog, I like to make it approachable, relatable, very easy to understand. So that's on YouTube, Maxene from Manila. And I will be having a few meditation events coming up. I have a meditation event in BGC that is going to be on July 30, a Sunday at 4:30 p.m. So for anyone who would like to join, it's an in-person sunset
I would love to be
meditation
there.
class. So we're gonna be doing some light yoga and then meditate while basking in
And
the
mushrooms?
energy of the sunset.
Well,
Brian wants to take mushrooms. Ayahuasca daw.
eh,
we can talk about DMT in another episode.
That's a different
Let's
rabbit
talk about
hole.
DMT. Yeah.
I won't say no to it though.
Yeah, and then so July 30, and then I also have an upcoming meditation and yoga retreat in Tagaytay,
Wow.
September 15 to 16. So anyone who would like to join, basically we're out here. My team and I are just out here creating good energy,
Yes.
healing energy, because I feel that we can also party this way with healing, with
Yes,
beautiful
it's a different kind of
conversations.
party.
I meditate to Tupac.
Yes.
So
See?
I was like,
You see?
California. I touched my. So I go every morning. I go to the grass. I hold this like
See,
Tupac,
whatever
Biggie.
works for you.
Yeah.
Whatever works for you.
Yes.
I'm very excited. Maxine.
We should also see you in House of Collab
Yes,
soon.
please, please.
I
would
hope you
love-
can make time for us.
Of course.
And I want to teach. During the process, I want to share this to Ryan and JB. Part of the guest list in House of Collab, we really want to teach children and these creatives, the artists,
Yeah.
foundational work.
Yes.
I can't teach them content, but if there's no foundation,
Exactly. And the foundational work is teaching them to believe in themselves.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's the mental health. That's a psychological. So I'm very grateful that you guys are actually doing this for the young creatives out there. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
and
you,
we
man.
also we're in entertainment, but nothing wrong with the old style. But I feel like I can do it cooler, better, doper, without having a network.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the soul wanting to express itself. Yeah.
And you know us, we're rebels.
Yes.
Rebel manifestos.
Yes.
SOP.
SOP Gigsters. Pull up that clip with me and Mon Gutierrez, Richard Gutierrez. But yeah, I
Those
feel
are the
like
days.
we need more Maxine on the show.
Yay. I would
Agree,
love to come
agree.
back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kulang yung time, Max. Sobra. There's so many things that they still want to ask. There's so many things that I'm pretty sure they want to learn from you.
I hope you guys learned a thing or two. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all I want.
Yes, and also Max, you can plug in so that they can follow your socials.
Yes, please just follow me at Maxene Magalona. And I also have Meditate with Maxine and Maxine from Manila. So you can get updates about my next classes and vlogs. And thank you so much to anyone following along. And for those of you who used to see me and know me as the party girl, the party is still here,
Yeah.
but we are just
The
doing
party
work.
healed girl.
Yes.
The heart is
But
open.
we are just doing the work, the
Yeah.
necessary work to heal.
Yes, kasi it's still 3 p.m. pa lang eh. Mamaya mga 10 p.m. tayo.
Yeah.
But you still drink, right?
Yeah,
see?
once in a while.
The holy water.
But anyway, thank you so much, Maxine,
you.
for
Thank you so
having.
much.
Thank
Diba?
you.
Thank you,
Grabe.
Max.
Ryan wants to talk to you one-on-one.
Yeah, actually.
He wants to.
Next time.
Is Maxine coming?
And I feel like also Maxine will invite you in some of our next few shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe one of our talents, Morenx, would love to have you in her podcast.
Yes.
Wow.
So
okay.
it's all about love,
Collaboration,
life,
self-love.
I love that.
So we'll set you up with her on her
Yay.
podcast as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And so again, guys, thank you so
Thank
much.
Thank you,
so much.
Maxine.
Thank you. And again, my name is JV Advincula.
Ryan Tanyada.
John Herrera.
This is the guest list. Thank you so much. See you next episode.
Bye.
Thank you.